peace, kings and queens, gods and goddesses. So, we back. And today I want to talk about control. Yeah, let's get into it, because for a long time I underestimated the power of control, or the power control had over my life. Can't really speak for everybody else's life, but yeah, it was severely downplayed, or I don't even know if I acknowledged it for real. But when I reflect now, I can see how much of an controlling individual I could have possibly came off as. I can see that. It's clear as day. And I'm not the proudest of it, but this is all a part of growing. So, I mean, I wouldn't necessarily say it's fine, but it happened. Can't really go back to change it. So, you know, what else? Let's say it is what it is. I see how this wasn't the best thing in the world. Even though this was never my intentions. This is really just how life played out for me. But now I can see that with that control, it came a sense of security in my head. That's typically why people like to be in control of things. Outside of like power and stuff. I ain't power crazy or nothing like that, but it did make me feel secure, for sure. And overall, I've just always genuinely wanted the absolute best for the people that I care for. Always have, always will, and now I genuinely want what's best for society. For real, we have to do better, guys. I just wasn't entirely compassionate or empathetic about how I expressed things, which now I can definitely see how that did more harm than good, and just, you know, kind of made my relationships harder, even just friendships and things like that. This doesn't even have to pertain into like people that you're dating. I ain't dated that many people. I'm not really gonna hold y'all. I was more so controlling, like my way was the best way for everybody. And even with me being correct about certain things, I've come to understand I can only control my life. I can only control heaven. I don't have any control outside of me. But I don't want to. This used to be very overwhelming for me. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, when I look back to when I reflect, I can see how overwhelmed I was trying to control different situations. It was a lot, and I was doing it to myself. I was taking on other people's lives like they were my own, instead of accepting this was their life and they were ever to live them, you know, however they desired. Nothing really concerned me. I just allowed it to concern me, which caused me to expect them to treat things how I would. And this was not only unfair to them, this was also unfair to myself. I was adding additional stress to myself backlash because people weren't listening. I truly believe that my experiences has taught me how to be more compassionate and overstanding when it comes to other people's situations and my own. Balance. And this included like releasing judgment heavily. This is a habit, I would say, I obtained due to my childhood environment. And I've been working very freaking hard to break this particular habit because not only do I not like it, there's really no room for judgment from anyone in any aspect. But we're not gonna dive too deep into that right now, though. That's not what this is about. I had to learn that everyone has to learn their own lessons on their own time, instead of me trying to control how people learn their lessons, when they learn their lessons, and just be me. Just because I got something faster or I grabbed something faster doesn't mean everyone will. Everyone doesn't think like me, and everyone is not me. And that's really taken me a while to like really grasp and understand or overstand and accept. I accept that now, and yes. As I reflect, though, I can clearly see how this has always been control. Like, I would feel more secure, I guess. Yeah, if people allow me to make their life decisions for them. Hey, this is so funny because it's really funny to me because who the fuck did I think I was? On top of that, I was expecting people to just change just because I said something. Okay, controlling. I wasn't even taking my own damn advice. The delusions were real, y'all. Believe me. Them. What a time. But I've learned so much and I've grown so much, and I'm honestly very grateful for those experiences because they have shaped me into who I am today. And I think that I'm pretty damn fantastic. Whew, crying. And I am a lot better now. I'm so much better now. And I'm so grateful for that. I'm grateful for the lessons that I've learned. I'm grateful for the things that I've experienced. I'm grateful for my little controlling period. Because overall it was all able to teach me something. I got something out of it. And I no longer want to control the outcomes of any situation. Any situation. I'm cool. Not even my own. Not even my own. I don't want to control my outcomes. I want to just allow. I allow. That's one of my affirmations to y'all. I like that. It's actually very exhausting, and inevitably I ended up like hurting myself and or stressing myself the fuck out. All because I was not trying to release control. I don't like it. I don't like it. And my life is far less stressful now. Just accepting people for who they are and dealing with them accordingly. It's definitely hard walking by faith. It is. This is definitely a It's a challenge for fucking sure. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I don't think I really sugarcoat anything. This is definitely a challenge. And this is because you don't always know what's next. And that causes fear in most people. It causes fear in me. Well, not really fear, but it causes concern. It makes you wonder, it makes you worry. And that's normal. But that doesn't mean that you should stop walking by faith. Can you hear me? Good. But I do truly believe trusting my path and journey will inevitably work out in my highest favor. Everything will work out for me. I really do believe that. I trust in divine timing and that anything that is truly meant for me will never miss me. It can't, because it's for me. It's mine already. That's how I see it. And this is in all aspects of my life. I am abundant. Abundance flows to me. Abundance flows through me. These are awesome affirmations I say if you want to write them down. But as much as I believe this, I still struggle with stepping away from what I've learned security looks like and why it's quote unquote safe. And this is because the security isn't there in a traditional sense. But that's not necessarily, it's really not a bad thing at all. I know a lot about this system, so I know that this isn't a bad thing. I'm no longer relying on the system controlled route. There really are ways to like get around this. You just have to apply yourself more than anything. You gotta apply yourself. You gotta be diligent. Yeah. You have to have a really strong sense of faith overall. What's the saying? Walk by faith, not by sight. Just because you don't see something directly in front of you does not mean it isn't there, or does not mean it's not coming. This society has become so mesmerized by tangible things, and it inevitably makes us settle for what we feel as if is good enough for us, instead of reaching for what we actually deserve. I really hope that makes sense, because I really tried to word that the best way I possibly could. Even though this is hard, it's possible. If you allow your intuition to guide you, there's like truly nothing that you cannot do. I can't really even express that in any other way. Your intuition is a wonderful guide and all. And we are not taught to trust our intuition. We really are taught to believe that the only way to be anything is from what outside sources state. And that's not true. There's strength in taking this route. There's also freedom, which we all acquire within. But this is about obtaining it in your physical reality. And that is freedom and strength. Being able to show your power in the physical reality. It matters inward also, But when you're truly applying yourself for, well, in this particular matter, you are showing up for yourself in a way that, no, you cannot be knocked down. And I think that that's a really beautiful thing. And everybody deserves that. And this is why I am so happy to be able to spread like awareness, especially with my mindset shift. I see things so much differently now, clearly now. I accept things for what they are now. I'm just an entirely different being. And my intentions isn't to imply that my way or this way is the best way. Just provide a different way of viewing things, and to pretty much plant the seed. That's really my biggest thing here. This is what I'm doing here. I'm planting the seed, and I think that everybody needs this seed within them. No matter how they obtain it, if it's through me, if it's through somebody else, that's fine. But inevitably, it is up to you to nurture that seed, so it can grow and it can prosper and you can change. Change is evolution, as is environment, seeds sprouting into plants, life. It's such a beautiful thing when you really think about it. It's just, we have to take our control back, because we do give it away a lot. And we have to release control in our lives. Like, when you're stepping out on faith, you have to truly believe with everything in you that things are going to work out in your favor. That shit is not no smooth sailing way. The shit is a roller coaster, a tidal wave, however you want to look at it. It's a lot of, but that does not mean that it's not true. You just have to be patient enough to allow divine timing to work in your favor. And the only way to do this is to release control. Let me know what y'all think, though, for real. Leave comments. I love y'all.